welcome back to Cruising as Crew. My name is Lucy and today we are here with the wonderful Jose, who has agreed to join us and tell us about his job on board. So welcome, Jose.
Thank you Lucy for having me.
My pleasure. What is your job title on board? What do you do?
My job title is financial accountant, which is part of the accounting department on board.
Okay, wonderful. So how did you start working on cruise ships?
Sure. Well, I was back home and not too satisfied with my job. So I decided to come to cruise ships mostly to make money fast and save some money.
Yeah.
Obviously, like a lot of people. And I wanted to see the world. And this was the easiest option. I had a few friends who were working on board already. So they told me about the whole cruise ship industry. So I decided to give it a try. And now I'm here.
Wonderful. So is Virgin your first cruise line?
It's not. I actually worked for NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, before this. I was there for about 5 years before switching over to Virgin. So Virgin is my second company. Okay, and were you a financial accountant on NCL? I was. I started as assistant financial accountant, which is the basically where you start off in that department in that company, and then I jumped up to financial accountant, which on that company you also have people doing payroll and inventory, different job titles, but it's all the same lateral movements.
Lovely.
And here I started off as financial accountant, which is what I am now. Okay,
so to do that, did you have to have accountancy experience on land?
It's preferable. It's not 100% required. But of course, if you have a candidate who has those qualities versus a candidate who does not have those qualities, they will go with those people that have that experience.
Of course. So, what does a financial accountant do?
Sure. That's a good question. So, on this ship, we consist of 3 people, which is the chief financial accountant, which we report to, and we have a financial accountant, which is me, and we have a revenue accountant. It's the same thing, it's just a different title. So it's 2 of us basically doing the same work where we split it out throughout the day. So our main purpose on board is to make sure that all of the sailors who are spending money have money to pay for it. So basically, so you have people, who go and they buy anything on board.
A watch.
They want a watch from you, for example. They go buy drinks. They can go get a spa treatment or whatever it is. Different options that you have on board to spend some money. So our main purpose is to make sure that those people do not leave the ship without paying their bill.
Okay, very important job.
Yes, and most people. So what we do on a daily basis, we monitor accounts and make sure that they have a method of payment. The most common method of payment used on board is credit card.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah? And then you also have cash.
Yeah.
Not everyone will use cash, but it's acceptable. And we also have loots, what are called in Virgin as onboard credits.
Onboard credit, okay.
Yeah. So we, as a department, are actually in charge of posting those loots for those entitled sailors at the beginning of each voyage.
Right.
So throughout the voyage, we'll monitor and make sure that they have enough money to pay. That's like our main purpose. But we obviously have different little things that we do. For example, we provide financial statements on a voyage basis or a monthly basis to onboard management, to shoreside management upon request.
Okay.
We're a department of service. We're not a revenue generator, right?
Right, of course.
So we provide service to the crew. We provide service to sailors. We provide service to shoreside. So anything that's requested upon us, any financial data, which is normally confidential, will be provided by us to those people.
Okay.
So that's the overall of what we do.
Wow. Okay. But completely different to what I thought you did. So I'm glad I asked. So does embarkation day, port day, and sea days, do they vary, or are they all much of a muchness?
A port day and a sea day will not vary much for us, but embarkation day will definitely be a different day for us, and it's the busiest day of the entire voyage for us.
Okay, so run me through your embarkation day. What time do you wake up?
Sure. So on embarkation day, we would normally come in at 6 a.m.
Okay.
And that's mostly because we arrive at our debarkation port fairly early. So we need to make sure that, again, all of those sailors
have paid for what they bought.
And whoever has not have a method of payment to pay for that account, we need to flag them so that they're not able to leave the ship without paying their bill.
I see.
So there's a communication that we have with security, so they're not allowed to leave the ship without paying their bill.
Okay.
So that's why we come early that morning to generate that list of those sailors. Additionally, there's other stuff that we do throughout the morning to get everybody, settled so that they can disembark on time. Normally, we will, after we do that, we will close the cruise or close the voyage in the system and roll over to the new one.
Okay.
And we try to get that done by 11-ish in the morning.
Right.
And roll the voyage, roll into the new voyage, so that embarkation can begin normally around 1:30. Then we have a little break and come back, say 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And we'll run all the way till about 9 p.m. or midnight, depending on who's staying between, me and my partner, who is the other person in the department where we split the duty.
Oh, so you split. Oh, okay, so that's nice. So on your day to do it, you'll stay till 9 p.m. But if it's not your day to do it, you'll have the evening off.
Correct.
Oh, amazing.
And then he'll
Okay,
stay
that's
till
nice.
midnight. So every 2 weeks we switch schedules.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So it gives you a bit of time to relax.
Correct.
So if you are working until 9 p.m., what are you doing in the evening on embarkation day?
Sure.
There's a lot of problems with...
Well, embarkation is very particular for us because we have a bunch of new sailors who just came on board.
Okay.
So we need to clean up a lot of accounts. For example, if I'm sailing with you as my partner, normally sailors get confused and they put the same credit card on your account and my account.
I see.
And we, as an accounting department, will place a hold on your credit card. But we don't want to place a hold twice. So we would have to clean up all these accounts.
Okay.
We have to make sure that we're not duplicating authorizations or holds on your credit card. So that takes a long time. So that's what we basically do throughout the first day. We're making sure that we're avoiding fraudulent use of cards, where we need to make sure that the person that's using the card is the owner and that the name matches what we have in our system, and that they didn't use somebody else's card.
Wow. God, there's a lot more to it than I thought.
It's a lot. But we have a few tricks of our own. We work a lot with Excel, to narrow down the list. And between me and the other person, we break it down to about 7:30ish. We run an automatic batch of all the holds that we need to provide on the credit cards, and from then it's just a little bit relaxing, and we're getting requests from different departments on board, such as the retail shops.
Someone wants to buy a watch. Can you make sure they've got enough money on the card that
Otherwise,
they're using
at the end of
before we let them walk out the shop with this $50,000 watch?
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's a lot of communication between us and different departments, not just your department, but we're pretty much involved with most departments on board, revenue departments on board, and even non-revenue departments. They'll request information or assistance from us for any type of situation on board that requires accounting or anything like that.
Knowledge. Okay, and what's the port day and sea day like? So
a port day and a sea day is more relaxed for us, especially the port day, because most sailors will be out in port and not on board. So we have, like I said, financial statements that we need to prepare from probably previous voyages and send to shore side. So normally that's what we do. But when we're not doing that, we're just taking requests from sailors.
Is there usually a lot of requests?
On a sea day, yes.
Okay.
Because that's when most sailors are on board and they're spending more money. But on a port day, it's more relaxed. You don't have that many requests. So that's when we take advantage of the time to do all these reports that we need to do, send them via email or Google Sheets or whatever option that we need to provide them.
Okay.
That's how we do it,
Amazing. So how much time do you get off when the ship is docked?
When the ship is docked, normally get a break of 4 hours.
4 hours, okay.
And then come back, and then we have a longer break, until the next day.
Right, I see.
And we split, like I said, we split the schedules with the other person, so we've made it up where, basically from 8 to 12, then you take a 4 hour break and you come back 4 to 8, and then you're off. And the other person will do 12 to 4, then a break from 4 to 8, and then 8 to 12. So we cover pretty much from 8 in the morning to midnight. Wow.
There's always someone.
Yeah, we always have to have somebody on duty.
Wow, okay.
And when we go to port, when we want to go outside, on leisure time, we normally take turns. At least one person will stay on board in case anything happens financially related. For example, today there were a few sailors that left the ship. They disembarked, so we need to clear their accounts before they can go.
I see. Okay. Oh my
so we always have to have somebody on board. And it's only 3 of us. So
wow, okay.
So it's kind of challenging sometimes, but we make it work. Yeah.
So when you decided that you wanted to work on cruise ships, did you apply for this job? How did you decide on this job?
Okay, well, I did decide particularly on this job. It caught my attention because I have a financial degree and a master's in hospitality and tourism. So it's a great fit for me. And I have I also have experience working in accounting previously on land, human resources, so it all kind of adds up.
Meshes together.
Together for me in particular. It does. So that's when I started on my previous company, the position, you know, it fit perfectly.
Okay.
And I gained more experience there in cruise ships because it's not always the same what you have on cruise ships versus what you do on land, accounting wise.
Yeah.
But getting that experience on my previous company made it just a lot easier for me to come over, transition to Virgin. It was just, you know, a 1 week transition, and I was already up to date.
And you were like, I know it all, I got it.
It's very simple. Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you remember what your first day was like on a cruise ship?
I do. It was very, very hectic.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was, I felt lost.
Yeah.
Not only physically, but overall.
Mentally
drained, you know, because that was actually my first time flying from my side of the world to Europe, which I'm from Honduras, so it's Central America. So that was my first time going to Europe. So I joined in, I believe it was a port in Croatia.
Right.
So it was just, I was jet lagged, obviously. It's, you know.
Where am I? Yeah.
And just going around the ship, never been in a ship before, or at least not on the crew area of a ship before. You know, it's very confusing trying to find your way. Yeah, trying to find your way from your cabin to your workplace, to the, you know, where you eat, and then trying to keep up with all the duties. And so it was not fun. I mean, at first I was like, what is going on?
No, I think everyone's first day is just a complete whirlwind.
Yes.
Yeah. So after you've worked on ships for quite a while now, so what is your like favourite thing and what is your least favourite thing about working and living on a cruise ship?
Sure. My favourite thing I would definitely say is working with people from all over the world, and obviously seeing different countries from all over the world. Like I said at the beginning, it's something that you're not going to find in any other industry. Like, this is the best way to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And my least favorite thing, I would say, is that, as amazing as it sounds, there's no stability. For example, I've missed a lot of events in my personal life.
Oh, you like weddings and
birthdays and stuff like that, because you're always on board. You know, so you're missing a lot of events back home, or you're going from one ship to the other, working for different people, which sometimes is good, but it's not always good. You know, because you have to start over. That's what I mean by no stability.
Yeah.
You start over with a different team. You start over with different duties. So I don't find that the best aspect of the job.
Yeah. No, for sure. I feel that, like, that I've missed a lot of weddings, a lot of birthdays, a lot of funerals, a lot of everything. Yeah, it's definitely the price. The price you pay
for being on board.
Yeah, definitely. How long are your contracts as a financial accountant?
Sure. Our contracts are 5 months.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think it's good timing.
I've always said, for me, I think 5 months is perfect. Like, it's enough time to kind of make yourself at home, but by 5 months you're like, I'm ready to go now.
To go, get a little break, and come back and do it again.
But you're not at 5 months. You're not like so sick of it.
No.
You know.
Yeah, compared to what I was doing before, which was about 6 months minimum. Sometimes you get extended for a longer time.
Yeah, like 7 months.
And then you just drain. You start making mistakes.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
But I think 5 months, it's good. It's working out so far.
4 or 5 months is a great amount of time.
Absolutely.
So if you get a 4 or 5 month contract, then you have hit the jackpot. And what advice would you give to anyone who's sat at home watching this, who's like, oh, I would like to be a financial accountant on board a cruise ship?
I would definitely advise to take an Excel course.
An Excel, okay, learn Excel.
Not only if you're coming to work on a cruise ship, but anything that's financially related or remotely related to anything that you do with numbers. Excel is the most amazing tool you will need or use, and we use it a lot.
Okay.
Like, we have Excel for mostly all the duties that we do here. So even if you think you're advanced in Excel, there's always something new you can learn.
Okay.
So I would definitely suggest learning about Excel and cash handling experience.
Okay.
Even if you don't have it, learn the denominations. For example, on this company and most companies, they will use the US dollar as their main currency on board.
Yeah.
So knowing how to differentiate between a $1 bill and a $5 bill, it's necessary.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, you will not be able to do this job.
Yeah, you're going to make mistakes.
Correct. And shortage in, and you get a warning.
Yeah.
So that's one thing you definitely need to know. And also, not just U.S. currencies, but in ships from, like, for example, on this company and many other companies, if you're in Europe or in other areas of the world, you might have yourself having to give foreign exchange.
So you need like multiple currencies.
Correct. So exchanging cash from US dollar to euro or vice versa, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
That's something that I did a lot on my previous company, and you have to do it fast. You do like 30 transactions in 1 hour or something like that, because people need cash to go out and spend. So that's one thing I would recommend, definitely.
Okay.
Those 3 things. Learn how to use Excel, cash, and just general knowledge of financial statements.
Okay, for sure. So do you ever, I guess you work only with other crew members. You don't really speak to passengers or...
We do.
Oh, you do? You are a passenger-facing job.
If it's necessary, Sailor Services team, they will not always be able to provide 100% of the financial information that the sailor is trying to get. They might require assistance from us.
Okay.
And in those cases, we will go out and talk to the sailor and explain whatever question they have about their bill that they might not be understanding. Sometimes they get confused about the hold that I was mentioning at the beginning. They think it's a charge, that we've overcharged their credit card.
Okay.
So sometimes it's necessary to explain to them that this is only a hold, like when you go into a hotel in the land, you know,
of course.
they will place a hold in your card, and normally that's how it works everywhere in the world.
Yes.
So we do speak to sailors on a fairly, every often.
Fairly regular basis.
Yeah,
okay. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Do you share a cabin or do you have your own cabin?
I have a single cabin. Yeah, it's nice.
Wonderful. Is it one like this with a shared bathroom, or is it a big one?
It's not the huge ones, but it is a personal bathroom.
Oh wow! You got your own bathroom.
It's nice. We had to work for that though. Last contract we were sharing bathrooms, but our boss he pushed for it and we got it approved.
You got your own bathroom.
And it's only 3 of us, so it shouldn't be
very true.
Shouldn't be that hard to get.
Not a big department to make space for. Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry guys, my light just ran out of battery. But that's very nice to have your own bathroom.
True.
Jose, you have answered everything I can think of.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And thank you guys for watching. I hope you have found this interview interesting. And as always, if you have any questions for Jose, you can leave them in the comments. I will ask Jose and then I'll answer you via the comments. But thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.